Hi, I'm Bill Coffin with the National Association of Relationship and Marriage Education. And I want to refer to the letter on page 29 of the report. I know Theo mentioned that she might have some suggestions for rewording. I'm struck by the fact, and Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a study that showed, and it may have been by Cliff Notarius at Catholic, that showed that couples don't go for help until they've had a problem for up to 6 years. So there's a lengthy process to begin with, and yet this letter says in the second paragraph, I have consulted with a divorce lawyer who supports my desire to save our marriage. It may be that it would be hard to find divorce lawyers like that.
That's a bad dig.
Right. Well, and it doesn't become a very early notification letter because somebody's already taken that step. And yet my concern is that if you remove that step, this letter could be used by a lot of spouses in this country right now to get their spouse's attention. The last comment I have about it, as a next concrete step, you outlined suggestions of where people could go for help, and I would like to see added specifically marriage and relationship education.
Yes, well, a couple of things. One is it's easy to take digs at divorce lawyers, which I don't do anymore because I'm working with a group of collaborative divorce lawyers who have formed the Marital Reconciliation Option Project in family law. And who, on the basis of this data, I've never actually done research that had such immediate impact on the world. Most of my research ends up in a journal that graduate students have to read. But a group of divorce lawyers took the data that was really their clients, that 30% of their clients are saying they think the marriage could be saved and so on. And they formed a group who are developing practices for divorce lawyers to open up the reconciliation conversation when people come in. And they are beginning to use this letter at that point. And this, so John Crouch, who's a divorce attorney, developed this. And I also want to say that a focus group done by the Institute for American Values some years ago of people who had successfully reconciled, a number of the women in the focus group said that they had a divorce lawyer who said, go home and tell your husband you talked to me, and I'm not a nice guy, you know, and he might want to, you know, change his mind or something like that. And it was the sort of the wake-up call. So this could be used earlier, but there is a certain power of saying, I'm very close to taking an action I don't want to take. And that list, by the way, that was just a whole for example.
Let me just give you one other quick example, may I?
Yes, of course.
Okay, when I was a Superior Court judge, third or fourth year, a couple came in who'd been married for 40 years, and I refused to divorce them. You know, I just said, go home, I'm not going to divorce you, okay? Won't do it. They had 5 children. Their children were all, there was just an intuitive feeling that I had that this just didn't, and when I separated the two, I could tell the wife really didn't want it, but she was fed up. He was having an affair. The children all knew it. It was terrible. But I just felt they could fix it. 2 years later, I was sitting in my chambers late one night, and the man came to see me and thanked me. They're back together, you know. So there are intuitive senses that you get that you can save couples if you'll just slow down the process. Excuse me, just.
No. I have long believed that there are few problems that a dose of unscripted wisdom couldn't solve, but that kind of unscripted wisdom is in short supply, regrettably.